Hi folks, this is PoyDog808 with NDA Gaming, and this is a quick look at the Custom Launcher 3. Just finished it up. It is Beta 1. As far as I know, there's only one bug. It's not really a bug, it's more like poor programming, and I found a way to band-aid that poor programming, so I'll explain that once we get to it. But basically, the Custom Launcher, all it does is mess with the target line and have a few links that'll kind of speed things up. But overall, it's not a real program. It's more like a shortcut program. The Custom Launcher 3, once you download the zip, you just open it up, grab the folder, and drop it wherever you want to extract it to. And then on the inside, there is a README. Please read me. That's what it says. And then, or please read first. And it basically breaks it down what this is for. It is a PC only application. That's it. I don't know how to program for Mac or Linux, so this is pretty much all I can offer. It gives a brief breakdown of what it is and a disclaimer. I have nothing to do with JLV. I have nothing to do with MXSimulator altogether. This application does not modify the game code at all. It just does the target line, and here I can explain exactly what it's doing. If you were to have a shortcut to your exe file for MXS and you go into properties, as you can see here, this is the target line, and what I have is set up right now. If I clicked on that shortcut, it would enable track editor mode, and that's pretty much all I'm doing. Is I'm setting it up to where you can add or remove these easily without having to go into a shortcut, all in one interface, along with a few other things to help kind of get through the track making, or models, or whatever content you're creating for the game, or if you just want more tracks or whatever. Just kind of made a central area to get it all done in one spot. I'll go ahead and as you can see here, known bug, bugs there. It's not, like I said, it's not really a bug, it's more of a pain in the ass, and I found a way to band-aid it because of my lack of coding ability. Anyway, so you double click on the setup, go ahead and click run. It's going to go through this, it's going to say, hey, unknown publisher, and that's me. Go ahead and install. Regardless of all of the stuff that I'm telling you, just make sure you're getting this from either my link or somebody that you trust. I can't be responsible for someone that fakes this and puts a virus on your computer. As far as I know, I mean, as far as getting it from me, you can know that there was no malicious intent. Anyway, here's the application, the Custom Launcher 3.0 for the MXSimulator community. The way I have it laid out, this is the target modifier area. All these functions in here actually act as what you can do in the target modifier. Like, if, for instance, the personal folder is, if you went into here and went into properties, and then you put, oh, what's the code for open home, I believe. I could be wrong on this. Open home, apply, and then double click on it. You're gonna get a frozen screen. What's going on here? Oh, hold on. Yeah. Apply. Okay. And there, it brings up your tracks and skins folder, basically. And that's what I did. This is what this whole program is kind of based on, that. So you don't have to go in and keep modifying that shortcut. You have one spot where you can do all of that right here. And also, I added websites for the MXS forums, pure MXS for getting more tracks, and pit boards and skins, and the same goes for MX Maniacs, where you can get more tracks and stuff for MXS. MX Maniacs kind of caters to 3 or 4 different games, whereas pure MX is purely MXS. And I also have links to our gaming page, our action sports page, which is real life writing, and our YouTube page, which has gaming and real life writing. Now, as far as using this is the default that will pop up, and you can click save and then load. You'll notice too, you don't have to be an admin to do this now. I figured out how to set this save file so that you didn't have to have admin permissions in order to save and retrieve. But if your directory path is different, if you install it in a different spot, you just simply modify it. And let's say if I put this, I don't know, somewhere else, let's say 2 or something, and then I can just click save. And then the next time I launch the program, I can just load, and you can see MXSimulator 2 pops up. Very simple stuff. Anyway, let's save that, load. Now, I have quick access buttons here for your installation folder, which if you have an update or a snapshot, makes it really nice. You have a snapshot in a window here, you click that button, pops this up. It's just like I said, it's just more of a easier workflow and one spot area to trigger everything. I also have the link to the personal folder, so if you click on that, it brings up all your tracks and skins and stuff. And then I also have a quick editor mode, so the track editor mode. So if you can just click on that, and all it will do was engage track editor mode. So if you go in, you go to build C. If you're new to track making, you have the tab button, and then that will bring you to this screen, and you know you're in track editor mode. All right. Yeah, and then they have the target line, and this is something that I thought was a cool idea to do, was to give you the option to go in and put in your own code if you wanted to, because I don't know all the different target line stuff, but I'm pretty sure this will cover most of what you'll need, and if there's more added, or if there's some I did not, I'm not aware of, you could simply enter it in here. Let's say, for instance, if I wanted to go to track editor, and I don't want the HUD up, and I want to hide the pause in case I want to take a picture and share it with you guys. And you can lock the frames, you can display your frames per second, display the time, and this is more tools as far as training the AI. And then you have the erode, which I thought was cool with this target line in the erode. I have 2 options here, 0.5 or 1, and I notice people exceed that, so you can just simply go into the target line and change it, and then run custom launcher. And all those features, or all those that I put in there, will launch. Now you can see there's a very strict way that this is being put in. There's a space, and then for dual entries like this here, where it says hidden HUD, there's no space in between the two. So just keep that in mind, as if you're going to try to add something in, if you just try to tag it right to the back here with no space and put something in, you may get an error. And that didn't seem to give one, but you may get an error, the warp may not work, whatever the case may be. Just be sensitive that you space everything, and yeah, and make sure that your entry is correct. And then here's where the bug is, and it's like I said, it's not really a bug, it's more of just poor programming. If I remove these check marks, as you can see, nothing happened. You can hit reset, and then if I hit track editor and I decide that's not what I wanted, I can click it and it'll remove it. What it's doing is, for every action that's on here, let's say I got 3 actions, right? I can undo up to 3 times. So if I say no HUD, you can see the HUD's in the middle here. If I say no HUD and I click on it, the paused one disappears. That's because it doesn't matter the order that you're unchecking, it's still going to do undo. So every time you do this, it just undoes the last action. And that's pretty much the bug. Like I said, it's not really a bug, it's just poor programming. I haven't figured out mentally how I want to approach this problem yet. And so once I do, yeah, of course there's going to be a beta 2 or whatever the case may be. But let's say you got, really out of control with everything, and you just, like, no matter what you do, it's all jacked up. You just hit the reset, and then you can uncheck the boxes and then start again. So, like I said, it's just it's a little annoying if you're in a hurry and you're like rushing something, but for the most part, it's not that big of a deal. And I am trying to work on a workaround. I know there's some coders on MX forums. I'm using Visual Basics 2010 Express, and if you give me advice on that, that's great. Or if you give me a code or a workflow for that, that's great. But just keep in mind, I'm not a programmer, so if it looks daunting or intimidating, I'll most likely ignore it. Not because I don't appreciate your input, it's just that I'm literally scared of it. So, yeah, no, just getting this program done was a pretty big feat for me alone. Anyway, yeah, that's pretty much it. This has been PoiDog808 with NDA Gaming. Thanks for watching, guys.